escribirlo acá.
Good evening, teacher. So this is Jesus Janes, and this is my colleague Eliana Verdugo, and we're going to give a presentation about the steps to carry out an export process. So we're going to start with the step 1.
Okay, step 1, study the market. Identify the potential of your product in the international market. It is recommended to consult topics that determine the initial viability of the export process, characteristics of the demand of the export destination country, basic economic indicators, sales and purchase price, exchange rate, inflation, imports, exports, national production.
Okay, so in the step 2, we have create or establish your company. So we have to define the commercial activity by demanding that the person obtain or update the RUT. In box 54, where the person is enabled as a customer user exporter, the above must be done in one of the DIAN offices. So in the second part, we must obtain the digital signature in Certicamara, which is the subsidiary entity of the Bogota Chamber of Commerce at www.certicamara.com, which is the web page, and that grants a username and password to access the BUCE, which is very important. In the third part, we have to sign up for the foreign trade single window, which is the same VUCE. And in the last part, we have to register in the model of the single foreign trade form, which is FUCE. As a national producer, this step is essential for certificates of origin.
Okay, step 3, determine the tariff classification, carry out an adequate tariff classification. From the point of view of exporters, it is necessary to identify the tariff of the importing country to carry out the same exercise of determining the entry requirements, rates, and taxes, and other aspects that might affect marketing in the country of destination.
Okay, so in the step 4, we have to issue the certificate of origin. The tariff exemptions or reductions granted in the negotiations of free trade agreements require the issuance of a certificate of origin in order to enjoy these preferences. Fill out an affidavit of determination of origin beforehand.
Step 5, ask for approvals. It is essential to identify the requirements that each product has to be exported to and imported from each country, since it must comply with the protection of human and animal health and the environment. So the certification of the safety and wholesomeness of products for use or consumption by humans and animals. The 21 states entities where import approvals or export permitted must be processed are applied to the bill.
Okay, so the step 6, we have to determine international business terms, which is Incoterms, before signing an international sales contract, drawing up an invoice, or even submitting a commercial offer quotation. It is necessary to determine the international business term. That means the needs, resources, and knowledge of both the exporter and the importer.
Step 7, agree the international sales contract. A fundamental requirement for the export process is to agree on the terms under which the negotiation will be carried out, which normally includes the commercial invoice, which is a validator and a document evidencing a commercial transaction.
Okay, in the step 8, we have to define the sport modality. Sport modalities that allow obtaining competitive advantages in the markets by knowing and applying them properly. Final export, temporary export for outward processing, temporary export for reimportation in the same state, re-export, reshipment, export by postal traffic and express shipments, export of samples with no commercial value, temporary export by travelers, export of household goods, and special sport programs.
Step 9, customs produced for the export of goods in Colombia. Shipment authorization request, transfer to place of shipment or free zone with transfer form, entry to primary custom zone of free zone, customs inspection, shipment authorization, shipment certification, defines export declaration, keep the supporting documents of the shipment authorization request, keep the supporting documents of the export declaration.
Okay, so in the last part, which is the final process, it is necessary to previously agree with your counterpart abroad on the means of payment to be used, whether it is a direct draft in advance against delivery of documents, zero, or one that uses a risk coverage, such as letters of credit or standby guarantees. For further information on these concepts, please refer to the protocol guide on international means of payment. So remember that according to current legal regulations, the channeling of foreign currency resulting from exports must be channeled through authorized foreign exchange market intermediaries, commercial bank or clearing accounts exclusively. All right, so these were the 10 steps for the exportation process that we have to learn through our career. So I hope you like it and see you later. Bye-bye.